Hey, what up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you with the March 4th edition of Main Event. WWE is going to be testing out the strength of their WWE network, trying to make sure that they're able to cover everyone, and they're trying to push the stream to the limits. With last week's NXT arrival, WWE came out with a number with close to 400,000 people watched on the WWE network. The NXT arrival show, the big debut for those guys going live on the network. It was the first live show, and basically everybody knows that somewhere along the line, everyone had a problem on almost every device. Basically, 80% of the people had the stream just dump out the match before the NXT title match, one of the co-main events, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Just everybody had to go and restart and get back into there, but not everybody knew what they had to do, and basically it caused a big hoopla of trouble and problems, and everybody questioning what it was going to be like WrestleMania Sunday watching on the network. Bryan Alvarez and Dave Meltzer were talking about it on their radio show, saying that basically you don't want to be the guy who has egg on their face having people come over for WrestleMania Sunday. You might want to just have everybody chip in on the table and order on the pay-per-view to make sure that it goes off no problems. I completely understand what they're talking about. I have had 2 pay-per-view parties in the last year for last year's WrestleMania and this year's Royal Rumble, and I know exactly what they're feeling like. Everybody comes over to the house, all the pressure's on you. I'm very, very much not a good host. I'm very, very nervous when anybody really comes over to my house, whether if it's a wrestling party or anything else. Basically everything's going to go off as planned, but basically they're going to push it, and they're going to try and make WWE Main Event a live show, a live taping from the SmackDown tapings every week until WrestleMania. And for this week's show, basically they gave you 2 really, really good matches. You got Daniel Bryan versus Kane, and then you got the Usos going up against the New Age Outlaws. These are 2 matches that I think people are going to want to see. It's just a matter of if they're going to be able to watch these matches live. I think that with their time schedule, with it being taped on the Tuesday SmackDown tapings, Tuesday at 4 p.m. on the West Coast is not a great time to try and really push your network. Does the WWE network people not know that people on the West Coast have jobs? Most people work an 8 to 5. Most people travel, half hour to an hour a commute to get to work, basically putting them home about 5 to 5:30. If, a third of the people in the country, maybe even the people in the next time zone over, aren't even going to be able to watch this. It's great that you want to have a show for the people on the East Coast, but if you're really trying to push and get as many people to watch this show live as you can, I don't think they're going to be able to turn a number. I heard that the NXT Arrival show did like 400,000 views. Last year, the WrestleMania buy rate was up over 1 million, worldwide. And basically, there are people around the globe that do have the WWE network that are smart, that are able to change things on their IP addresses and this, that, and the other. And, they do have the network all over. But this is basically just for the people right here in the United States, trying to get the network. They're trying to push it to its limits. I don't really know that this is the best way you can do it, but it might be one of the only ways you can think of doing it. You can't do it with Raw. You can't do it with SmackDown due to the way the contract signings are done. How they're able to get away with doing it with Main Event surprises me, but maybe Ion just doesn't give a fuck. It's been a long time since basically this show has really, really mattered. I think that's always been a real fun to watch. Most of the time you get 3 matches and 1 Triple H promo along the way and a whole bunch of commercials for upcoming DVDs and pay-per-views. But I've always liked it because it was just fun to watch a WWE show and be done with it in an hour and not be bored. The Usos going up against the New Age Outlaws, the newly crowned tag team champions. I wish they would have won the belts in a matter that would have mattered. I was really hoping that they would win them at WrestleMania. Coming off of a Raw match where basically they were cut down to time and they won the match in under a minute. And then they have a rematch the next week for the titles. I don't know. I think that in a few years, when we look back, I think this is going to be a match that nobody really cares about. No one's going to really remember how the Usos won the championships, but at least the Usos won the big one. and they got it done. They've been a good team for a long, long time. WWE has had so many good tag teams that have never won the tag team championships for the one reason of, basically they just didn't ever care about moving the title around. If you go back, this was years ago, and you had teams like the Highlanders, you had teams like Crime Time, just who never got the title. And these days, there's the Americans who are pretty much broken up. They're never going to have a chance to win the title, but they wouldn't have been great tag team champions. The Usos have been around for years, never having a shot. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. The big match that I think everybody's going to want to see is Daniel Bryan going up against Kane. Kane has been the thorn in Daniel Bryan's side ever since he joined the Authority. This team sort of broke up without having a real breakup match. When they had a program that lasted well over a year, winning the tag team championships as Team Hell No, and being a team that didn't really get along. Now, I don't really understand Kane wrestling in the wife beater, the slacks, and the dress shoes, but I don't know. I could see this match really not having a finish, ending in disqualification. More than likely, I think they're going to make Daniel Bryan hot in the opposite way, where, basically everybody wants to see Daniel Bryan beat Triple H, but just Daniel Bryan isn't able to win a match, basically, until WrestleMania, because he keeps on being held down by the Authority. I'm guessing that more than likely this is going to be a disqualification, where Kane just goes out there and beats the shit out of him, much like he did before the Elimination Chamber. And, I don't know. I don't see this as a blow-off to their feud where Daniel Bryan beats him. If they were going to do that, they were going to do that on a bigger show. But although this is live on the network, so you would think that this is going to be a big one. So that's it. Live matches tonight on Main Event. Just hopefully you'll be home from work in order to watch them. Peace out.